For Xenoverse 3 story, I'm hoping that they decide to do something completely new. What it seems like they're trying to do is they're going to try to do a reset with how Bulma and the Gamma Patroller is showing up and all this and these new time patrollers. I'm hoping they do a reset with Mira and Toa, maybe even Demigra. If they give us the Dragon Ball Superheroes level of boss, with what is his name, Murasakibara or something like that, that would be pretty dope. I'm tired of Fu, but let's see what they do with Chapter 4. If he does something crazy versus him just showing up, giving them a buff, and then phasing out, because I feel like that was basically everything they kept doing in Xenoverse 1. Fu came and did the same exact thing in Xenoverse 2, and then Fu, the reason, like I said before earlier, the reason why he's not a main villain for me is because first game it's Deborah and then his sister and then his nephew Mira and Toa. So his sister is the girl and his nephew is the boy. Then in this game, Mira and Toa, which is mom and son, they have a somehow they created Fu, mom and son. So then they create this weird ass villain over here, and he went SS4 in the story mode, not Fu but the father, which is Mira and Toa and their whole convoluted story mode in this. But it was nothing compared to Demigra. Demigra was a demon god. Fu's never matched that level to me. Mira and Toa, even if you got SS4 at the end of everything, you weren't no demon god level, even if they try to make it seem like that. At the end of this one, I felt like after rushing through this whole story mode back in 2016 multiple times, it just never felt like they ever matched up to Demigra. The story mode was much more iconic in the first game. The second game, they copy and pasted a lot of shit. Like I said, when this game launched, it was Xenoverse 1.5, same exact character models copy and paste, same exact maps copy and pasted. Story mode, damn near the first half of the story mode copy and pasted. It was really damn near Xenoverse 1.5, but let me know what you guys think. I think Xenoverse 3 should be an original story. I'm hoping they add some new elements, maybe from MMORPG, flesh out the characters more, make it way bigger than this game is. Like, take all the DLCs and everything you put into everything and make it more concise, clean it up like you're cleaning up the city, and it'll be even better. But you think that Demigra's design feels fresh along with Mira and Toa? Yeah, Demigra's was fresh. Mira and Toa has been here since like 2009 with Dragon Ball MMO, so they were already online villains and they brought them into the consoles with this one, so that's why they were pretty dope. But they fit in as side villains. They never felt like the full thing. And then they took in Masked Saiyan Bardock, which was also in this game, but that was also from Mira and Toa's Dragon Ball MMO run. So they were kind of like henchmen the entire time until Xenoverse 1. The Demigra, they bring in a demon god to kind of rein it in. So it fit properly there with a demon god, but these other little henchman things, it didn't fit as properly. So I'm hoping that if it's some years into the future with this new Bulma and everything, they do a reboot of the story. And not only do they reboot the story, you give us some more details on these characters. If you bring them back, make it more cohesive and less convoluted. And then when it comes to the parallel quest and the whole systems of everything, they gotta make it more streamlined. Like, put all the expert quests and all the parallel quests into like one menu, so I don't have to scan throughout the entirety of the area with all these random orbs flying around and stuff like that to find my expert quests. Make it a bit neater like this game was. Xenoverse 1's area, this was way neater. Let me check this. I'm gonna just go ready up with these four. We could probably handle this. But Kaimani says the heroes did Fu better. Fu is the Chinese scamming salesman, and I agree. He just seems like a Chinese scammer. Axel says Universe 3 might as well be a very big game, because if Toriyama's working on it behind the scenes for 7 years without any of us knowing it, it better be a heck of a big deal. It better be the biggest of all time. Like, even in that menu right there with the custom characters, I'm hoping that everything is just completely overhauled, which it seems like it is. But if you go and compare those models, I'll show you guys in a bit. The first Xenoverse 1 characters, they were just stripped from the first game. And then if you look at the new DLC characters, they changed up the models. Even in the new Xenoverse 3 trailer, they already updating the lighting and the engine and everything already. Screenshots are showing that, so it's a good sign. But when it comes to the story mode, I'm hoping we get faster loading as well. Like some of these, look at this. There's nothing yet. Then they have this warning show up, and then the enemy loads in. They gotta make it faster. And then going from area to area, let's say you beat his ass, and you're going from area to area. The loading sequences and these little portals, it's just, they gotta find something new. Now we're going Ultra Instinct. And then I'm gonna activate Fighting Pose G. Let's see how powerful we are. And there's Vegeta. missed him. Oh, he hit me. I want to see how strong my character is at level 200. But if everybody's getting a refresh and they're doing a reboot with Xenoverse 3, interesting stuff here. Hit the next pose. I want to see how much damage we can do. He's almost dead anyway. I'm gonna throw my blasts on him. Maybe I should change this to Super Saiyan so I can get a limited key. And we wrecked Vegeta. There we go. Yeah, it most definitely might get delayed to like next year. We're level 101. Look at that. So level 200 is the final part of the game, but with this specific build right here, you're getting like 700k XP. So it's gonna be pretty crazy. But I'm liking the graphics engine that they got with Xenoverse 3 as well. It kind of reminds me of Sparking Zero. I was just hoping they take Sparking Zero's fighting system and they go crazy with it, but we'll see what they do with that. Sparking Zero has a great graphics engine. Audio, not so much, and it's still not completely fixed to like the way I would want it to be. Like, I want more co-op battles. That's the one thing that Sparking Zero is missing right now. Co-op battles, which is what Xenoverse has been doing. Tenkaichi Tag Team has been doing. Dragon Ball MMORPG has been doing. Let me show you this as a Super Saiyan. Recover key faster or Super Saiyan 3? Let's try future Super Saiyan 3. And Emperor's Edge was kind of weak. Super Electric Strike. I might try dual Super Electric Strike. Maximum charge, Emperor's Edge. Atomic Blast. Let's go again. We got a full team right now. But if there's anything else you guys want to see in terms of... Wait, this guy won't let me start this. The Batman. If there's anything else you guys want to see in terms of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 story, what would it be? This is another thing they need to fix, these disconnecting rooms. Like, bro, they just disconnected my whole room and now we're out of here. And that's another thing they need to fix with Xenoverse. They never fixed it from Xenoverse 1, and that's why I never really liked the fact that they're selling DLCs when you don't even have crossplay enabled. You don't even have it easy to join my friends. It's not even easy to like coordinate with your team. It's like, look at this, team registration. When I did this all the way in Xenoverse 1, it should have been, okay, I use team registration, I invite my friends to my party from my home menu, and they should show up right next to me or something like that. They made it so convoluted and Japanese way, like Elden Ring type of summon your friends unless you go into these menus, where that is so archaic in 2026. It should be working like more like a Call of Duty lobby or something like that. But they need to fix all these things. Let me create a room and show you guys as well. So let me try the next one. Let's try Broly. Let's try Ultimate Evil Broly. But I'm hoping they have a badass villain like Demigra, maybe something like Cumber. A masked Saiyan version of Cumber would be nice alongside Demigra. Better than Fu, better than Mira and Toa. They've been played out in this game. And if they reboot the whole series, maybe bring them all back and put them in a proper hierarchy, like who's Kingpin. I think Demigra needs to be number 1. Demigra would have been better than even Goma in Dragon Ball Daima, but that's just my opinion. Like, Demigra was way better than Goma, and he fit the whole demon realm and everything like that before the show even came out. And I wish they mix and match some of those elements from Daima into it as well. With all of the lore we got in Daima, showing us off the demon realm and all those crazy things would have fit Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 much better. And then you got to remember, Xenoverse 3 is going to be coming out while the Moro arc might be airing if they decide to skip through past the Beerus and the Frieza arc in 2026 and go straight there in 2027, which it seems like they're going to be heading to. Moro and stuff like that in the story mode would be pretty damn dope. It seems like they may be doing another thing where it's another control the enemies type of stuff, but Moro would be a fantastic magician that might not be controlled and things of that nature. That just might just be a threat in and out of its own. But seeing Moro in the story mode, fantastic. And then Demigra maybe getting a return. Epic. Fu getting a rightful place, especially seeing how future chapter 4 of this is going to end. We'll do a replay of those as well in this entire series, but that's the main things that I'm hoping for, that the story and those specific villains are done better, that the creative character, we get some more options and some more menus and stuff to do with that as well. I've already talked about that earlier, but we'll also make a separate video as well. And then the fighting system, like, I like co-op fights. They added some cool moves in this, like dual Kamehameha, dual Electric Strike, dual Masenkos and stuff like that. Yo, let's see more of that. More tag team abilities with two of the teammates storing up their abilities on the sidelines and then attacking with that ability. That would be pretty damn cool. Adding more co-op stuff. Co-op story mode is really what I want to see more than anything. Like, if I could take me and my two boys across the story mode, that's what I wanted in Xenoverse 1, to be able to take them and fight alongside with me through my story mode and see the cutscenes with me. That would have been way more impactful. Because parallel quests, as cool as they are, when you see yourself in a story mission, and that's why people love seeing transformations in the story missions, it just connects to the character more. Like, imagine seeing all of our creator characters just walking around in the story mission the same way you're seeing it in the trailers of Xenoverse 3 with this other guy, Brett and John. You see these two custom characters here. Imagine seeing your custom characters, all three of you guys going through the story with them. Like, you're the real squad of the time patrollers going through there, and everybody's getting their own cutscene. That's why in all these online games, the end game credits and all the end game cards and the kill cams, they're centered around showing you the player. It makes you feel special. It makes the game feel more polished. It's just so much better. So I would say 3-player co-op story would be pretty cool. If not, at least dual player co-op. Some people are saying that Xenoverse 3 won't have creative character. That's ridiculous. It has to have creative character. They may even be adding like 10 skills to the roster and some craziness to it like this. Oh yeah. Ronan says, you know what you love doing in your primary school is you love reading fan-made mangas like Zycor Raikon and Rigor from Alex the Mason Unreal. Keeping the fandom alive with that stuff. The fan-made manga stuff is what really kind of became the mainstream though. Like, if you look at the origins of Zycor, that made its way into Daima. Look at this SS4, custom SS4. But that made its way into Daima. Now imagine a whole team of SS4s going into the story mode. Or a whole bunch of you guys as team patrollers and team patroller outfits and stuff like that. That would be pretty cool. Pat Money says, as long as co-op doesn't overwhelm the story, I'm not a fan of co-op where it's forced. I agree with that. If it's not forced, it'll work. But I feel like Xenoverse, it fits perfectly. And especially if they can get the transformations and your custom characters into the cutscenes. I feel like, yo, instead of you taking Goku and Vegeta with you on some of these missions, yo, call in another time patroller. Call in one of your teammates. And then allow them to join after even some of the missions are like started, like Monster Hunter. They even added that into Monster Hunter nowadays where, yo, if it's a long quest that you're on, if you're fighting like 10 enemies in this quest line, yo, allow your teammates to rejoin if they get disconnected. Make it way more fluid. Okay, if they join at the very end, reduce some of the rewards or something like that. Put a little bit extra effort. Don't give us that Xenoverse 1 RNG. To me, that's pretty crazy how they have that Xenoverse 1 RNG, but that's what they made Xenoverse 2 so quickly. They're like, yo, they don't know how to fix this. They didn't know how to fix this. You couldn't, if you replayed some of these missions, even if you got a Z rank, it wasn't guaranteeing you the drop. And that's terrible. It's terrible because some of those missions be taking like 15 minutes of some of the most AIDS type of battles. There was too many frames where the enemy stands still, too many loading sequences. Way too much of that they need to clean up for the Xenoverse story. If they can mix that in with the parallel quests online and make it a little bit more streamlined, that would be pretty damn epic. Axel says the majority of those type of people who say negative things about anime games are just dumb, no offense. Not to mention, they keep saying certain games like this will fail because they're just waiting for GTA 6. I agree with that to an extent. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Zycor, Rigor, and Raikon felt like unique villains. Hell yeah, Zycor, Rigor, Raikon. Those are all more epic villains than Fu, Amira, and Toa. Demigra's like is the kingpin in my opinion to them. Demigra overwritten Dabura too. Dabura was the king. And I feel like Demigra was like the one character that was like above him in terms of his aesthetic. He had a Dragon Ball Z aesthetic. It was great. It was great. Dragon Ball Oblivion says you're not a fan of the Fawn manga. You like reading fan fiction, not the weird stuff because of the Yahoi weird shit. Y'all remember that the first time y'all taught me about that with Vic Manana not signing that one thing? They made bugga mangas. But I agree. There's some fan-made mangas that are kind of wonky. They got some really weird fan fiction-y stuff where it's like, nah. There's some good writers that don't have good skills for making stories and vice versa. Yo, what up, Kohaku? He said it's been 13 years since I watched your videos. Glad to see you still make videos. Yo, I thank you so much, fam. 13 years. Here's to more life. Let's go. Let's go. I appreciate you. Axel says there's a Super Soul in Xenoverse 2, but it's a DLC Super Soul that increases the drop rate for items and costumes. It's called Shenron. really went the extra mile. But then again, it's a DLC Super Soul from Orange Piccolo. They put all the good stuff in the DLC Super Souls, bro. And that was the other part of it for me too. Like, that was what kind of pulled me off of Xenoverse too. I was like, yo, they got a DLC for everything. They're putting all the OP stuff into the DLC. But bro, if you pay for all the DLC, it's more than the base game. All this DLC, you're probably paying 150 to 200 bucks. And all that crazy stuff is in that DLC, but it's just all over the place, bro. I felt as though they gotta do it the way Overwatch does. That's why I love Overwatch, and I respect Overwatch for the way they do their games, where live service. This game should have been a live service with how many updates you see it when you boot up the game. But I like the way Xenoverse does it, where every DLC is free, and Call of Duty needs to learn from this because they did it for some years, then they took it away from some years, and they did it again. But it's all Activision. Every DLC should be free. Every map should be free. This way you don't split up the player base. This way every time somebody comes online, like, they're like, yo, there's new characters and stuff added. I'm going to keep coming back and keep the game going and going and going. And oh, look, Dragon Ball Diamond characters have been added. The game is going to keep going and thriving and living. And every time you get online, there's something new added to your game, and your value stays there. And how they make their money back. Okay, if you guys want to sell some skins and some cosmetics, sell us the skins and cosmetics, not the DLCs. If you're making us pay $8 for 3 characters like Broly, for Chile, for Orange Piccolo, $8 for that DLC, forget that. Give that to us for free and give me the outfits. Make those paid. And even if you gotta make them $10, make them $10. I would rather all the DLC just be the cosmetics. Give us the characters, give us the skills, give us all of that stuff for free. This way the player base keeps coming back. We don't get disconnected from each other from having different map packs and stuff like that. It's mainly for the matchmaking. Let's say if you have a map pack and I don't have a map pack, then to me, my game is just going to feel a lot less hollow. You're not even going to be able to play it if I can't load into the maps. So it's like you get punished for buying the DLC, and you get punished if you don't. You know what I mean? But yeah, the Xenoverse 2 DLC system, it's unsustainable, it's predatory, it's not organized at all, and I'm gonna call it all up for what it is. It's just, I can't defend it. It really kills the game. They gotta make it free, they gotta make it for cosmetics. But we'll see. What else we got? You paid for all the DLC, no limits, devil. Damn, bro. I've gotten most of the packs throughout the years as they were dropping, but I actually don't even know if I can keep track of the ones that I have and the ones I don't. You know, I'm gonna try this mission with this guy. As I press ready up, somebody joined. Let's see if we can take on Broly with 3 people. But of course, we have to pay for DLC, says Axel. How else are we gonna make Xenoverse 2? They need leverage. I hear you on that one. I guess, but then there's also the way these things look. Now look at this. So look at Bardock, Miratoa. Some of these models are straight out of Xenoverse 1, and then if you look at the newer characters, I don't have the Daima characters here. But if you look at like the base characters here, like Goku, this is straight and copied out of Xenoverse 1 with this oil slicked up character. It's literally, they took Xenoverse 1, copy and pasted the roster, and just brought them in here. Kohaku says, I remember this too from Xenoverse 1 when you would farm one mission, but what annoyed you is the RNG was just that the ultimate spam the NPCs did. You gotta dodge the 30th final flash, 100% Kohaku. And I forgot about that too. The RNG was terrible. We just replayed Xenoverse 1 this past week. Love Xenoverse 1, but then when I replayed it, I was like, yo, there are so many flaws with this RNG. That RNG, they had to create a whole new game right away. They could have patched that, but they created Xenoverse 2 right away to go and clean that shit up. That was terrible. And then the electric strikes and stuff, and the ultimate spam, and the HUD updates. Let's see this. Oh, he does damage. Oh, shit. They got him there. This Broly seeming like a final boss type of battle. Me and you, Bugger Force. Let me hit him with the Emperor's Death Beam.
This attack is nothing.
He keeps aiming for me. Wait, something's hitting me. Oh, I didn't get the ability to dodge that. They're healing me. Yo, he instantly rezzed. Let's go. The guy's like an instant res. Oh. He's attacking me. This Broly map, Chubs and Friends, we used to play on this map all the time. You gotta blast it, right? Throw it back, throw it back. No diddy. Throw the gigantic key blaster back. It's L1 square to instant res someone, but it costs out. Okay. Certain things like this with the lobby being fixed and I can't even change my mission from here. I have to go leave, go through like the reloading screens and then change my mission. You couldn't even put an NPC right here for me to go and change it, or even like have us spawning next to the leaderboards, or in that section of the area with the parallel quest. Like, bro, it is laziness from the developers. It's laziness and greed, and I can't defend that. But yeah, that ultimate is only for Crystal Raid mode. Oh, that's what it's for? That ultimate's only for Crystal Raid. That's why it has a different icon. Okay. I did some of them. I did some of the raids, but I haven't done all of them. SS4 raided. But yeah, that's another reason why these lobbies are taking forever to fill up, because, yo, there's no crossplay. There's so many people that are not even playing because of all the new DLCs that they can't even afford. Like, bro, you gotta keep the player base coming back like Overwatch does it so perfect. Axel says it was a part of the story, but I mean, even if the DLC did make the game feel a bit longer, it was still practically part of Xenoverse itself as a story, but at least to continue a new chapter. I do hope the new chapter has something revolutionary. It is at least they're continuing and they didn't let the game die completely. But then at the same time, new DLC, but they still have day one matchmaking. Let's go with these three. Like, this is, they just reskinned and copied this out of Xenoverse 1 and they still have like day one matchmaking with this. They copied most of this lobby, most of this roster. And it's like, bro, okay, at least add crossplay. At least give me crossplay, you know what I mean? Dystopian corporate greed, low-key killing the fun and accessibility in the games. Yeah, bro, everybody's going Rogue Capsule Corp. Like nowadays, some games feel like advertising billboards. Hell yeah, like this one, it does feel like an advertising billboard. The time does feel like an advertising billboard. Ooh, the Chinese salesman will sell you the fake beef for the broccoli at Chitty Walk. He would. We are using a wired connection. I should be. This guy. Like, even with these cutscenes, this should be skippable. Let's finish off Goku as the final boss. The final Yeezy. So you can't use the gigantic Ki Blast unless you're in the raids. Ah, that's what it is. So fighting pose G. Yo, he's snuffing me when everybody else is fighting him. Racist. And... holy shit, what was this? I like this one. Focus Flash. You hit him with the first one and then he gets the lockout. It's like Sierra. And now we massacre him Resurrection F style. Hit him with that Resurrection F style. Yo, this team is wrecking Goku. Very nice, very nice. He's almost dead. Big Bang. Kamehame. Yo, we did an instant transmission one. Fully charged. Fully charged. He teleported behind him. He actually killed somebody. Big Bang.
cheeks.
Oh, I did the most damage too. Sexy Red came in second.
That's it. Good.
A rank
Concentrating on
with the
your
bonus. Another level up. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, y'all. I'm gonna take a break for now. Now that we have the 40-pound weights, what I want to do is we're gonna be grinding this out. So if you guys see this, if you guys want to go on the road to level 200 with me, make sure you guys subscribe, hit that bell icon. We're also in the Discord. I'm gonna be going live again. We're gonna be training, getting to level 200. And at least level 180 before the DLC comes out. This is going to be the farewell to Xenoverse era. So if you guys want to come back for the final days, the final moments, we're trying to bring the community together. Make sure you guys do that. We're going to do these battles. We're going to try to do the battle tour where we fight Vegeta, Broly, Goku, and everyone's going to be able to power level together in a squad of 6. So if you guys get in here quick, you guys will have a chance to get to level 200 as well, or at least 180 before the cap gets raised with this new DLC coming out. And once you finish this game with level 200, is there anything left for you guys after that? Do you guys see yourselves ever playing this again after you guys get that done? Level 200, I wonder how those PvP battles are going to be, but what you really need if you guys are going to come and play, make sure you guys beat the game if you guys haven't already after all these years. And what you need is get your equipment and check your other characters if it's equipped to get the 40-ton weights. The 40-ton weights doubles the score gained, which gives you triple XP right now. And in the metal shop, they also sell some metals depending on when they restock that also give bonus XP, such as like ×7 if you can find it when it shows up. So if you can get those souls, you got something good for these grinds that are about to happen here. But I do want to go on some grind mission tours with you guys this way. Like I said, I'm at level 102. I still got 78 levels to go before I hit the cap, and then we still have 20 after that before Fu shows up. But I feel like with you guys, we can get this out pretty damn quick. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys later. All right, Young Money.